Hello friends, welcome back to my corner of the internet. As you guys can see for the title today, I want to share with you guys all my favorite products that I have found so far this year in 2025. In my last video, hopefully that went through, I showed you guys all of my empties up until this point, and I wanted to share with you guys any products that I tried that were kind of new to me this year. I never really tried them before. They really have stuck out to me and I have been loving them, using them constantly. There are some things that I discovered recently, well, I would say within the last month or so, because it was my birthday month, I picked up a few things, but I didn't want to throw them in here solely because I haven't had that much time with them. So I want to extend my time, but I have found some other favorites. So you'll see quite a bit at the end of the year. So I wanted to share with you guys my halfway point. What is it that I've been loving? What is it that I've been enjoying? And much to my surprise, and I'm pretty sure it's your surprise, not one eyeshadow palette has made it in here. As you guys know, I've only purchased one eyeshadow palette and I love that one, but it's not something I can use all year round. It's not a color story that I can use all year round, but there are some things that have been very much standouts for me. So if you're interested to see, let's get to it. Now I have 10 products here. These are in no particular order. I have noticed that in here, I have some sort of theme going on and it's not intentional. It's not something that I did it on purpose. It just so happened to be the way that it landed. So bear in mind, you might see a brand in here that I have been loving a lot more as I've gotten older. It just suits my skin changes and variety quite a bit often than any other brand. First and foremost, let's start out with a mascara. I rarely have a mascara that I am a fan of, that I would repurchase over and over, but this is a specific one that has completely made me fall in love with it. It doesn't break the bank and it works all year round, regardless of where I go, what the season in, how or what it is that I am doing. So what I'm talking about is the e.l.f. lash extender. So this one is mainly used for my lower lash line. I needed something on my lower lash line because I do notice in the summertime, no matter what I do, whether I set my concealer or not, whatever I put on my lower lash lines always transfers onto my concealer. I end up having raccoon eyes. And when I saw this come out, I love the concept of a tubing mascara, but I did not want to spend over a certain amount for a tubing mascara that was solely going to be used for my lower lash line. And when e.l.f. came out with this one, I 100% was for it. So this is what I use every single time, this whole entire year. I discovered it this year and it's like my all-time favorite. It's my all-time favorite. I'm going to constantly repurchase this. This is what you're always seeing in every get ready with me, any video that I do, any makeup look that I have. This is always on my lower lash line. It combs them nicely where you can see that I have my lashes. It makes them look voluminous, but not too much. And I can coat them without them looking clumpy and it stays all day. I mean, I've done so much with these, wore these for 12 plus hours and it does not get on my skin at all. So this is definitely a favorite of this year and dare I say a holy grail for my lower lash line. That has never happened before ever. A bronzer line that I have fallen in love with is the MAC line. So these came out last year and I have been dabbling little by little into them. I used the rosy one during the winter time and I love that one. And then the golden one, which is what I have now for this time right now because I'm more golden. You guys, these are so beautiful. They are so effortless on the skin. They don't show texture. They're so easy to use. They're buildable. So even if you like swirl your brush, I never have a hard time blending these out. I never have a hard time packing them on. Having a light wash of them. Anything that I need, I can get out of these. These don't get hard pan on them and you get a ton of product. No kick up at all. So this is gonna last me a lifetime. How many grams is in here? Because 8 grams of product. And MAC has a ton of sales throughout the year. They're always having a 30 or 40% off sale. So you can get these at a reasonable price where you're not breaking the bank. So they have the matte version and they have the radiant version and there's different tones for each of them. And I have tried both. This is really, and I'm not a bronzer girl. You guys know that. I'm not a bronzer girl, but these really stood out to me and I rarely buy bronzers, but I love what MAC did with these and the packaging is so pretty too. So I'm a fan of these. I've been using these for over 6 months now, and I've been loving them. Another powder. So I've had this in my collection for at least over a year, but I've never had the guts to try it out until they reformulated the actual product. And then I was like, let me pull out the original formula to get to know it before I even consider getting the newer version. And what I'm talking about is this. This is the MAC Studio Fix Foundation. I specifically bought this over a year ago, mainly for touch-ups, mainly for tinted products. So I love a good tinted moisturizer, but sometimes I need a little bit more coverage, but don't want to pack on too much or layer it on over. I'm not a layer of foundation. I'd rather use other products to give me more coverage in the spots that I need to than layering on my foundation. So I do love a good tinted moisturizer in the summer, sometimes in the dead of winter when I just need a lot of moisture. And there are times where I just want my face to look a little bit more put together. And this is where this comes in. A powder foundation for me does that. So this is the original formula, the one still with talc. I have been really enjoying this. I've been incorporating it into my makeup routine. Now in the summertime, this does not at all hold a candle to my oils. I look super oily and greasy, so I do have to set my face, at least my T-zone, with a mattifying powder. But this, I like to put around this area here. I have a lot of, it looks like I have freckles. In the summertime, a lot of freckles come out. Some people may call it melasma. I don't think it's melasma, honestly, because why would I have melasma on the tip of my nose, on my lip over here? I don't see that as being melasma. I've had that since I was a kid. It just shows more when I am out in the sun more. So I've been noticing I have a lot of freckles here and out here in this area, sometimes over here. And I just don't like to show, you could still see a freckle right there. That's a freckle right there. That's a freckle right there. So for me, sometimes I just want to look more finished. So this is where this comes in, where I just grab a little bit and I place it in the spots that I want a little bit more coverage, but don't want to go over the whole entire face with foundation or concealer, more layering. This is like a soft formula where I can manipulate it, and I do like it. So I'm curious if I'm going to like the new one. I don't find that this is something that I would use on its own for my purposes, solely because it won't hold my oils at bay. So the old formula that I have is NC35 for the summer. I'm curious to see what I am in the new one, but I do like it. And you guys have seen me use it on camera. So this is something that I just keep reaching for every day. I have it on today and I look more put together, even though I have a tinted moisturizer. I love how it looks with tinted moisturizers, the face and body. I would pair this with face and body. All right, let's move on to lips, you guys. So this year, you guys know, I don't buy lip products, but this year I did, and there's a full collection that I just fell in love with, and I have it on repeat, you guys, and you've seen it, and I've explained it over and over, so this had to be in this video. That is the new MAC Nudes collection. These are the 3 that I've been reaching for the most, but I bought quite a few of them, and I love them all. The whole entire collection, the whole entire vibe of it was basically made for me. I love it so much. These lip products I'm constantly reaching for. I just can't stop. Today I purposely did not, because I needed to give myself a break and use something else. But these are just 3 of the MAC lipsticks that I purchased. Blankety, I don't know if this might be an old G one, but you guys know I've had this on repeat. You guys know that. It's just one of my favorites. The 2 new ones that I got in is Acting Natural and Flesh Pot. These have I just can't get enough of them. I just can't get enough of them. Now, you guys are looking at these and you're like, Alex, these are concealer lips. What the heck are you doing? So I had mentioned in other videos, if you've never watched, I am the type that loves to layer lip products. I've always been that way. Look back 5-6 years ago, I'm constantly saying on camera, I've always been a lip liner girl. I've never been shy. Even when it wasn't a trend, it wasn't the thing, not many lip liners were out. That's always been me. I blame that on my aunt. My aunt never, she was a makeup artist for over 30 years. She never wore one lip product. And obviously I got a lot of tips and tricks from her since I was a teen. So for me, that always stuck. I never just wore one lip product. I've never ever done that. I can't. Unless it's a lip gloss, that is it. I just cannot. I always have, right now I have 2 lip liners on and 2 lipsticks and a gloss. So I have like 5 lip products on my lips right now. I just can't do it. I can't do it. I just love the whole dimension. I don't contour anything else but my lips and eyes, because technically eyeshadow does contour my eyes and lips. It's just my thing. I don't do any other contouring but that. I just love it. So this is where these come in. These help to lighten lipsticks. They help to change the undertone of lipsticks. It helps to make my lips look a little fuller by highlighting the center of my lips. It just gives so much without doing too much. And I love it. So these have been my go-to all year. Like, you guys have seen it. I just can't help myself and pick one of these 3. They've been in my drawer since the beginning of the year, and they've been sitting there, and they'll probably continue to sit there. I didn't realize how much I love a good pale nude until I used all of mine up and I needed to repurchase them. That's when I knew that I just can't do one lipstick. I'm sorry. I can't do one lipstick. I have to have multiple to give me what I'm looking for. So that's just me. All right, the rest of the products are all eye products, surprisingly. So this is an eye primer that I fell in love with. I bought this at the end of last year, and I've been using it since, and it's still going strong, you guys. I just recently purchased a backup of this because it was 40% off, and I wanted to take advantage of my birthday gift from MAC. I am wearing this one today on my eyelids. You guys, I've realized how good this is. It really gives my eyes vibrancy. Even old eyeshadows that I've had for a long time that may have lost their pigmentation, this just makes them look like they're fresh and brand new. They stay on my eyelids. I get very little fading, very little creasing. It all depends on the formula that I'm using. Obviously, if I'm using more of an inexpensive brand, I'm gonna get a little bit of fading. I could tell by like the 10th hour that I'm getting a little bit of fading and creasing. But if I'm using my high-end products, I don't see none. Yesterday, I put this to the test again. It was like 90 plus degrees, very humid. Mr. Man needed to go to Home Depot, so I went with him to help him. I was sweating. His truck's air conditioning went, so we were literally in no air conditioning in a truck with all this stuff. And I was sweating, you guys. And my eyeshadow looked amazing. So this is something that is worth the price for me. For me, I have very, very oily eyelids, and that's where I spend the money, because if I want my things to last and look beautiful at the end of the day, I need something that's going to work. And this, I just am a fan. I'm a fan. I will always have that in my collection. I finally found something that I can depend on, and that I'm really, really hoping MAC never discontinues this, because this is something that I just use all the time. Here's another thing I discovered this year. This is an oldie but a goodie, you guys. I've never used a paint pot until the end of last year. That's when I started to get into them. Last year at the end of the year, all of my Maybelline Color Tattoos went bad. I had to get rid of them all. I ended up throwing them all in the trash. They were just all dried up. They were so old that I needed to get rid of them. So I found myself not being able to find something inexpensive that could replace them. So I just bit the bullet. And again, my first ones that were purchased that were at a CCO, and I think I got them for $10 each. You guys, you can get them at CCO. You can get any of the MAC stuff 40% off during the holidays. They always have different sales, so they don't really, I love that about MAC, that they don't make it difficult to be able to meet you. So if you want something and it's out of your price range, wait for a sale. They always do such great sales. So you can always find them, and it's not just certain times of the year. Like they did it in June. And I don't know what was going on in June, but at least for my birthday month, I got 40% off. So my point is, these paint pots have been phenomenal for me. Somebody who has oily lids. If I really am wearing something on my eyes that I know it's going to end up fading regardless of even using this, because this obviously is not 100% bulletproof for my eyelids. Still, things get faded depending on the formula. I will put this on my eyelids, and then I'll put a paint pot as a base. And this one is Painterly. I feel like Painterly works better for my eyelids than ochre, soft ochre. So this is the one that I've been using. You guys, a little bit goes a long way. And even if these look dry or they come off from the edges, these are formulated to continue to be used. They really technically don't really ever dry out unless you obviously leave the lid off, but they last a really long time. And I find that these are such a thin formula that you get a nice color payoff without having to pack it on. And they last all day for me. This is like bulletproof, swimming in the water, sweating like a crazy person, getting soaked. These two are like my 100% bulletproof on any eyeshadow. So any other paint pots, I love. That's something I discovered this year because I was like, I just have no choice at this point. And I'm kind of happy. Because these are going to last me forever and they're worth the price. And if I could get them for $10 at the CCO, that is even more of a win. The rest that I have are shadow sticks, you guys. I've discovered new shadow sticks this year. You guys know my love for shadow sticks. I just can't get enough of them. So the first one is the new Urban Decay ones. You guys have seen me use these on camera. I've swatched them. I've done so much with these, you guys. I love these. Toasted, this one, Toasty, is one of my favorites. I love to wear this one. Every time I think I want something summery and like bronzy, this is the one that goes to my mind. I love this one so much. Phenomenal formula. I mean, like, you don't even need a primer with those. I still do because I don't trust my oily eyelids, but I mean, like, those are hardcore, beautiful, last 10 plus hours. The other one I want to mention is the new MAC Dazzle Shadow Sticks. There is a few other colors I want to get, but Gold Stud has really stood out to me. This is more of like a topper, has a sheer base, and it gives you such a beautiful glistening on the eyes. I love this. And these, another one. All of the ones I'm talking to you guys, I'm telling you, 100% budge proof. I love them all. And this one specifically, you don't get any fallout at all. It's beautiful. If you want that glitteriness, but you don't want that glittery all over your face, those are your go-to. The other one are the Too Faced Quickie Queens. Again, these are so phenomenal. They have shades that are more of a color, and then they have shades that have a lot of glisten and glitter, and that's what I love about these. And again, I don't get any fallout on these at all. Once they set, that's it. You're done. You're good to go. I love them. Like this one, this shade right here is the duo. They even have a duochrome. This is the duochrome one. I forget what it's called. Let me see. Charmed. Beautiful, beautiful, you guys. Last but not least is a drugstore one. This is the L'Oreal Le Shadow Stick. Oh my gosh. I'm not surprised. I love these. I love these so much. They just recently came out with more deeper, sultry shades. None of them really spark, you know, anything that I want to get. I wish they would come out with more variety of shades, not so much in the darker version, more in the lighter version, more of the everyday kind of shades. But I love these. Oh my gosh, these are phenomenal. If you want to get a drugstore version, these are my high pick. I love these so much. So creamy. You don't have to put a lot of pressure, and you just glide them on, blend them out, good to go. All right, guys, those are all the products that I wanted to share with you guys today. These are all like the 10 products that really stood out to me so far this year. I've loved them all. I'm constantly using them on camera. You guys have seen it. You shouldn't be surprised at any of these because I have been using them and loving them, getting to know them for the last 6 months. And boy, I am so happy that these are in my collection. I just love them to death. I'd love to know what is your top favorite product that you found so far in the year of 2025. We still got 6 months to go, you guys. We got 6 months to go, and we never know what comes out because you guys know in the fall, Christmas time, that's when everybody goes crazy. So I'm curious to see what's going to come out next. All right, guys, that's all that I have. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll put another video on the screen for you to enjoy. All right, guys, God bless. I'm out.